Welcome back to the channel, where history is not just told, it is felt. Here, we explore the lives of leaders, the rise of power, the fall of nations, and the human stories hidden behind headlines. If you seek truth beyond propaganda, stories beyond statistics, and history told with emotion and depth, you are in the right place. Today's story is not simple. It is not comfortable. It is not neutral. Today, we dive into the life of one of the most controversial leaders of our time. The President of Venezuela, Nicolás Maduro. In the streets of Caracas, where hope and hunger walk side by side, a story was being written. Not by destiny, but by struggle. This is not just the biography of a president. This is the story of power, loyalty, collapse, survival, and controversy. This is the story of Nicolás Maduro. Chapter 1, A Boy from the Streets. Nicolás Maduro Moros was born on 23 November 1962. In a working-class neighborhood of Caracas, Venezuela. No palace. No privilege. No political dynasty. Just a child growing up in a country rich in oil, but divided by inequality. His family struggled. Life was hard. Dreams were small, but stubborn. From an early age, Maduro learned one lesson. Nothing comes without a fight. Chapter 2, The Bus Driver Who Listened. Before politics. Before power. Before speeches and sanctions. Nicolás Maduro was a bus driver. Day after day, he drove through the chaos of Caracas, listening to the anger, pain, and frustration of ordinary people. Passengers complained about prices, about corruption, about hunger, about injustice. And while others ignored these voices, Maduro absorbed them. Behind the steering wheel, his political consciousness was born. Chapter 3, Fire of Revolution. The 1990s were a time of rage in Venezuela. The poor felt forgotten. The system felt broken. This was when Hugo Chávez emerged. A man who spoke the language of the streets. Maduro found his ideology, his leader, his revolution. He joined the Bolivarian movement, believing socialism was the answer. 2 centuries of inequality. This wasn't politics for him. It was belief. Chapter 4, Rising Through Loyalty. When Hugo Chávez became president in 1999, Maduro stood close, quietly, loyally. He wasn't flashy. He wasn't charismatic like Chávez. But he was trusted. Step by step, he rose. Member of the National Assembly. President of the Assembly. Foreign Minister. Vice President. For years, Maduro traveled the world defending Chávez's vision. Speaking against US influence, promising a socialist future. Then, everything changed. Chapter 5, Death of a Giant. In March 2013, Hugo Chávez died. The nation mourned. Supporters cried. Opponents waited. Before his death, Chávez made a final request. If something happens to me, choose Nicolás Maduro. That sentence changed history. Maduro inherited not just power, but a nation on the edge. Chapter 6, The Narrow Victory. In the 2013 election, Maduro won, barely. The country was split in half. Celebrations clashed with protests. From the very beginning, his presidency lacked peace. He stood in Chávez's shadow, trying to sound like him, act like him, lead like him. But Venezuela was already falling. Chapter 7, Collapse of a Nation. Then came the storm. Oil prices crashed. Inflation exploded. Shelves went empty. Food became scarce. Medicine disappeared. Money became paper without value. Families starved. Hospitals collapsed. Millions fled the country. And the world asked one question. Is Nicolás Maduro responsible? Supporters blamed sanctions and foreign pressure. Critics blamed corruption and mismanagement. But the pain was real. Chapter 8, Streets of Fire. Protests filled the streets. Tear gas. Gunshots. Fear. Young people died. Opposition leaders were jailed. The government tightened its grip. Democracy became a battlefield. In 2019, opposition leader Juan Guaido declared himself interim president. The world divided. Some recognized Guaido. Others stood with Maduro. Venezuela became a symbol of global power struggle. Chapter 9, Sanctions, Isolation, Survival. The United States and allies imposed sanctions. The economy suffocated further. Maduro stood firm. He spoke of imperialism, of resistance, of sovereignty. To supporters, he was a defender of national pride. To critics, he was an authoritarian ruler. But one thing was clear. Nicolás Maduro did not fall. Chapter 10, The Man Who Refused to Leave. Election after election. Controversy after controversy. Maduro remained in power. By the mid-2020s, he secured another term. Despite global criticism. To some, this was resilience. To others, repression. History will debate him for decades. Final chapter, Legacy written in blood and ink. From a bus driver to one of the most powerful and disputed men in Latin America. Nicolás Maduro's life is a paradox. A man shaped by poverty, who ruled during suffering. A revolutionary who became the system. A survivor in a collapsing state. Was he a hero of resistance? Or the face of a national tragedy? That answer depends on who tells the story. Venezuela still bleeds. Still hopes. Still fights. And Nicolás Maduro remains. A man forever tied to the fate of his nation. History is watching. Nicolás Maduro's story is still being written. The streets of Venezuela still echo with pain and hope. The future remains uncertain. And history has not yet delivered its final verdict. Was he a leader shaped by circumstances? Or a ruler who shaped disaster? That judgment belongs to time. And to you. If this story made you think, if it challenged your perspective, or if it helped you understand the world a little better, like the video. Subscribe to the channel. Share your opinion in the comments. Because history is not just what happened. It's what we choose to remember. Until next time. Stay curious. Stay aware. And never stop questioning power.